Once, long ago, in a land far away, there lived four little characters who ran through a maze looking for a tree to nurse them and make them happy. Two were mine, named Sniff and Scurry, and two were little people, beings who were as small as mice, but who looked and acted like people today. Their names were Hem and Hoa. Due to their small size, it would be easy not to notice what the four of them were doing. But if you looked close enough, you could discover the most amazing things. Every day, the mice and the little people spent time in the maze looking for their own special cheese. The mice, Sniff and Scurry, possessing only simple wooden brain but good instincts, searched for the hard, nibbling cheese they liked, as mice often do. The two little people, Ham and Hoa, used their brains, filled with many beliefs, to search for a very different kind of cheese with a capital C, which they believed would make them feel happy and successful. As different as the mice and little people were, they shared something in common. Every morning, they each put on their jogging suit and running shoes, left their little home, and raced out in the maze, looking for their favorite cheese. The maze was a labyrinth of corridors and chambers, some containing delicious cheese, but there were also dark corners and blind lying airy leading dark corner and blind alley leading nowhere. It was an easy place for anyone to get lost. However, however, for those who found their way, the maze held secrets that let them enjoy a better life. The mice, Sniff and Scurry, using the simple but trying and error method of finding cheese. They ran down one corridor, and if it proved empty, they turned and ran down another. And areas. Sniff would smell out the general direction of a tree using this correct nose, and Scurry would race ahead. They got lost, as might expect, went off in the wrong direction and often bumped into the walls. However, the two little people, Ham and Hoa, and very complex brain looked believe seemed in motion. The midlife maze more complicated and challenging. They realized more sophisticated finding cheese depended on ability to think alone in their past experience, or their ability sometimes clouded by the way looked at things. Eventually, in their own way, they all discovered what they were looking for. They each found their own kind of cheese one day at the end of the corridor in Cheese Station C. Every morning after that, the mice and little people dressed in their running gear and headed over to Cheese Station C. It wasn't long before they each established their own routine. Sniff and Scurry continued to wake up early every day and race through the maze, always following the same route. When they arrived at their destination, the mice took off their running shoes, tied them together, and hung them around their necks, so they could get them quickly whenever they needed them again. Then they enjoyed the cheese. In the beginning, Ham and Hoa also raced toward Cheese Station C every morning to enjoy the tasty new morsel that awaited them. But after a while, a different routine set in for the little people. Ham and Hoa awoke each day a little later, dressed a little slower, and walked to Cheese Station C. After all, they knew where the cheese was now and how to get there. They have no idea where the cheese came from or who put it there. They just assume it was there. As soon as Ham and Hoa arrived at Cheese Station C each morning, they settled there and made themselves at home. They hung up their jogging suit, put away their running shoes, and put on their slippers. They were becoming very comfortable now they found the cheese. "This is great," Ham said. "There's enough cheese here to last us forever." The little people felt happy and successful and thought they were not the cure. It wasn't long before Ham and Hoa regarded the cheese. They found the Cheese Station C as their cheese. It was such a large store of cheese that they eventually moved their home to be close to and built a social life around it. To make themselves feel more at home, Ham and Hoa decorated the walls with sayings and even drew pictures of cheese around them, which made them smile. One read, "Having cheese makes you happy." Sometimes Ham and Hoa would take their friends by to see their pile of cheese at Station C and pointed with pride, saying, "Pretty nice cheese, huh?" Sometimes they shared with their friends, and sometimes they didn't. "We deserve this cheese," Ham said. "We certainly had to walk long and hard enough to find it." He picked up the nice fresh cheese and ate it. Afterward, Ham fell asleep, as he often did. Every night the little people would waddle home full of cheese, and every morning they would confidently return for more. This went on for quite some time. After a while, Ham and Hoa's confidence grew into arrogance and success. Soon they began so comfortable they didn't even notice what was happening. As time went on, Sniff and Scurry continued their routine. They arrived early each morning and sniffed and scratched and scurried around Cheese Station C, inspecting the area to see if there had been any changes from the day before. Then they would sit down and nibble on the cheese. One morning they arrived at Cheese Station C and discovered there was no cheese. They weren't surprised, since Sniff and Scurry noticed the surprise cheese had been getting smaller every day. They were propelled for the inevitable and were instinctively won what to do. They looked at each other, removed the running shoes they had tied together and hung convenient around their necks, put them on their feet, and laced them up. The minds did not overanalyze things. To the mind, the problem and the answer were both simple. The situation train station C had changed, so Sniff and Scurry decided to change. They both looked out in maze. Then Sniff did his nose sniff and nodded discovered who took off launch the maze, while Sniff followed as fast as he could. They were quickly off in search of the new cheese. Later that same day, Ham and Hoa arrived at Station C. They had not been paying attention to the small trains that had been taking place each day, so they took for granted their cheese over there. They weren't prepared for what they found. What? No cheese? Ham yelled. He continued yelling, no cheese? No cheese? As though if he shouted louder enough, someone would put back. Who moved my cheese? He hollered. Finally, he put his hands on hips, his face turned red, and he screamed at the top of the voice, It's not fair!